Well, hey everybody, good morning. We're back at it today for another bass and triads video here on this channel. My name is Eric Anderson, and my only goal is to help us all understand better the world of music, but just seven notes. There we go, 7 notes at a time. So that's all that I'm setting out to do with all of these videos, is just break down music theory in such a way that it's easy enough for a drummer to understand. Because I'm not a bass player. I started out playing drums, but just got into the bass and have been having a great time exploring music theory and understanding how simple it is once I discovered that you need to break it down to just 7 notes. And that's what's going to happen in today's video, is that we're just going to take what we've been doing with the C major scale, and we're just going to convert that from the letters C, D, E, F, G, etc. We're just going to convert those over to the numbers 1 through 7, so that it's easy for us to understand how the system applies to all the key signatures at the same time. So before I launch into this, I just want to ask, would you do me a favor, please? Give me a like, give me a subscribe, right? And well, to be honest with you, because it'd be cool. It's kind of the game that we play here on YouTube. But along with that also, if you got any questions, any comments, leave them down below in the comment section, because I would love to hear back from you. I would love to hear any questions that you got, because you know that any questions that come in are most likely going to wind up becoming the content for a video in the future. So with that being said, what I'm going to do today, right, is I'm going to review just real quick last week's, what I did last week, and then I'm just going to make the transition from the note names to where those notes line up in the scale, and how they line up against the numbers 1 through 7. So if you remember right, last week we did this scale, or we talked about the triads, and that each triad is, you start with the note and then you skip the note next to it, play the third note, skip the fourth note, play the fifth note. So like if we were working with the C triad, we would play the C, skip the D, play the E, skip the F, play the G, and I would go C, E, G, and then I'd fill in the space with the 2 notes that were skipped, which is, sorry. Okay, so I'm not going to go through and try to duplicate the entire video, but what I want to do today, and then I'm going to get out real quick, is I just want to do this. I'm going to do the same triad buildup for each one of the triads in the C scale, but this time what you're going to see is, numbers 1 through 7, and then which 3 of the 7 notes that I'm using to put together each one of the triads. Because honestly, from this point on, I'm going to do this as a numbers system more so than a note name system. And here's the idea behind it. If you get it by the numbers, then it easily applies to all the key signatures, because all the triads in all the key signatures work the exact same way. So let me get my metronome going here. Again, still at 70 beats a minute, and this time we're going by the numbers instead of by the note name. So here it comes. 2, 1, 2, ready, go. So if you watch how the numbers were popping up, that these numbers are the numbers that we're going to use all the time from this point forward. Now I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm going to keep it in the in the key of C The biggest reason behind that is just so that the pitches are always easy to anticipate, so that you can work on these concepts in any given key signature. So I don't want to baffle you or anything like that. Get these things in the key of C, and they will work in every other key signature just as well. So last week, so I'll show you this real quick. Last week we were talking about this idea that guitar players will play all the notes, whereas the bass player will walk around. And I used the C, F, and G triads. So now I'm going to do those same triads, but this time you're just going to see them done by the numbers instead of by the note names, right? So, and I'm just going to put it on the metronome. So 1, 2, here we go. So it's the 1, 1, 3, 5, 3, 4, 6, 1, 6, 5, 7, 2, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that's what you're going to see from this point forward. Is I'm just going to be using the numerical value, or the numerical location of each note in a scale. I'm going to stick with the key of C because it's where I started, and it comes back to the same idea again, and you're going to hear me say it a lot. It's only 7 notes. Let's not overcomplicate this. Everything you learn from this channel, which is done in the key of C, is going to instantaneously apply to every other key signature. So the only real challenge you have now is mastering how to play those key signatures on your instrument of choice. But this channel is about how to put together the theory and how the music system actually works, regardless of what instrument or the voice or anything else that you use to put together notes. So that's it right there, my friends. That's as simple as it gets. I would like you, once again, to please give me a like, give me a subscribe. Definitely ask your questions. Leave your comments down below. I just want to know if I'm hitting the mark. I want to know if I'm helping you better understand the system we call music theory. And I genuinely, I hope that I'm distilling it down to just, there we go, just those 7 notes that any song uses in general. And if you can get this, you can quickly unlock a lot of creativity with yourself, and it will allow you to let that just flow out because you're not thinking so much and trying to figure everything out. So that's it, my friends. I'm calling it quits for the day. Have a good one, and I will see you on the next video. All right? Bye-bye.